Alrighty.
We have launched.
Welcome, everybody. You're listening to Planet Green Trees, officially episode number 376. Welcome. I'm your host, Michael. Good morning. For the next 2 hours, we're going to talk about medical marijuana, cannabis, medical cannabis, adult and recreational use, and reforming the existing status quo, and things related to that. Let me do what I like to do is introduce the people that surrounding me here are going to try to help and contribute to tonight's conversation. First, from the Birmingham Compassion Club, Chad.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
No, don't get him. No, just leave him alone. No. It doesn't matter. He's working. And Jed's doing some stuff right now. We've got our beloved and workhorse on the show here, holding together. Please welcome the founder of one of the founders of Michigan Parents for Compassion, former board member for MI Legalize, Jim Powers.
Good evening, everybody. Good to be here. Happy Thursday. Looking forward to a great show.
Let's not get our expectations up too high. Next to him, we have a dear friend and talent in her own right. Also someone who many of you may not know, vacationed in Mexico at the age of 15, which may explain some things. Please welcome former board member at MI Legalize as well, Deborah Young.
Hi, everybody. Just trying to untie myself. Jim's got us all tied up here, but we're moving along. It's going to be a great night.
All right. Our only remaining barrister in the room, he's obsessed with medical marijuana cases. It's not healthy.
It really is.
Please welcome our good friend and lawyer, Ellen Peiser.
Good evening, everyone. It's a great evening for a show. There's not a cloud in the ceiling.
Very good. And who I like to call my main man, everybody needs one, but there's only one of them. He's always there for me. He drives a little crazy sometimes. I've criticized him, yelling at him a lot, but other than that, things are great. Please welcome my dear friend, Dewey Thomas. Dewey.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure being here tonight, and thanks for all those props, Michael.
It's not easy what we do. It's not easy, and you get to see the show.
I will be home tonight, honey.
Also, I want to give a shout-out.
Meaning my wife.
Right. To be clear. Oh, and we want to say hello to Pam. Of course, she's not listening, but if she was, we would. You can make her listen to this later and confirm that.
She's listening because you got to verify that I'm here.
Oh, right. Very good. In the other room, but we'll be approaching back into here and helping along is Sharmi Golson of Mothers Michigan Moms United. Also, I want to give a shout out to, I understand he is listening and is going to call in with a song maybe. My good friend Jeff Frazier down in Texas. He's down there with some Mishpacha family stuff and maybe calling in. Jeff Frazier, how you doing? We miss you. Come back. Did you hear there was like a half of inch of snow in Texas and everybody shut down everything?
Yeah, they had snow days for the schools.
Right. Jeff's gotten really good at driving in the snow living in Michigan. Let's see. So Sharmi is now here. And
hello.
Sharmi's here. And hey. I think that's all the introductions. Who else? So Shiler's out there, but he's afraid to appear in here. No, forget it. He's not. They don't. I mean, no, he can if he wants. I'm just.
He'll wander in on his own.
He'll be fine.
So,
He's a big boy.
Tonight's show is about the following. It's about Dan. What's his name?
There's a big announcement. Steve Miller keeps telling us about it. Dion Adams.
Yeah, he's supposed to call in. We've threatened this before. He's
This
running
is
for
the third
U.S.
attempt.
Congress District 4 seat, which is a seat held by Republicans for the last 50 years. But as it's been going, you never know. A lot of the red seats are being replaced by blue seats. Independent of whatever I think, I know the Democrats are very excited about this next election cycle. A lot of people think they're going to be replacing, but whatever. And this is one of them. Last week we had calling in.
Who called in? Tim Beck called in last week, didn't he?
Tim Beck.
Oh, no, I wasn't.
Haberman, what's his name? Haberman? Anybody?
I don't remember.
Who? Haberman. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, from the Magic Bag.
Right.
That's right.
Right. Yeah.
He's
Yes.
running for the Trot district.
Yeah.
We're going to get him back
Yes,
on. He's
correct.
He's from the Magic Bag. I remember.
he's new to politics, but he's just telling it honestly, which was pleasant. And of course, we want to mention anyone that's listening. Please encourage those who have not already, and you yourselves, to endorse Dana Nessel for Attorney General. I understand there's been some. The point being that at the convention, which is in
April
April.
15th
April 15th,
at
there needs
Cobo.
to be a vote in the Democratic Party of who their candidate is going to be to run statewide against the Republican nominee. So it's the party nomination. And
Very important.
in order to vote, you have to register as a Democrat. I understand that a lot of people have sent in money. They haven't gotten their card back yet from the Democratic Party, and I think they're working on that. If you have that problem, I'm not accountable, but I would tell you that I understand they are aware of it and making
Yeah, it's basically business as usual at the Michigan Democratic Party. They always take forever to mail these cards out. I know a lot of people, there's conspiracy theories out there, but I feel that that's probably not the case. My card has always taken a long time. Mine has not come yet either. I paid for mine in late October. I talked to somebody who paid for theirs in late August, and they just got it last week. Party says they've sent them out in batches. I promise you that even if you don't get your card by the time the convention is convened, but I'm sure they'll get everybody their card, they will have a table and your name will already be in the system. Just because you don't have a hard copy
Right.
of your card does not mean you're not a member. If you have paid and they have cashed that money,
you're a member.
you're a member.
And that's the point.
That's all. You don't need a card.
Right, and your credentials that you need would be the pay stub of that.
Right.
We're disappointed to have to report that to you. I'd hate
They'll
to.
give you a temporary credential at the convention. You will be able to vote, but you must register with the party. You have to do it.
Correction, you'll be able to vote for Dana Nessel for
For Dana
Attorney
Nessel.
General.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yes.
Because we've had enough.
Right. That's the sole purpose. The rest of it, I don't really give a rat's
Right.
ass.
Ah!
I don't.
either.
I don't. This
The
is
only
so
thing that-
important.
It is
Yes.
important.
The only thing
It
that
is
matters
very
is
important.
ending the armed
Well,
invasions
shooty,
of our homes.
obviously.
I don't.
we don't have any
I
control
do
over
not want to have to vote for a Republican for
Oh,
Attorney
hell
General in November, and the only way that I'm not going to do that is if Dana Nessel is on our ticket.
Right.
I want to say that Steve Miller, who's been very good at helping put the shows together, and is out running the scoreboard in at a hockey rink in somewhere in Livingston County for his son's hockey game, will be calling in with an exciting announcement, which I am not allowed to give away until he actually calls in, because he's going to announce that announcement. But we'll be reminding people to at least stay on until Steve Miller calls in to provide a very exciting announcement of things. Oh, what do you know? We're blessed to have our Federalist. He's here. If anyone wants to debate how words are interpreted, that's funny. That's funny. We have Charlotte. Charlotte, welcome back to the show. That's right. Just clapping
And
for himself.
Josh. Oh my gosh, it's Josh.
Oh, Josh is here too. Josh is here. What is that? What are you drinking? What is that?
Well, we just doubled the number of lawyers in this room.
Everybody, hold on to their pocketbook. It's funny,
We're
right?
outnumbered as usual.
I think it is.
We were just out there tuning
it's
into
me,
the
Jim, and Charming.
discussion
Everybody
about
else is a lawyer.
appropriations rider with
Right.
the federal law as to whether or not they're going to renew the tax.
Because the government shut down?
Well, not yet, but they have, 21 hours left now, Tyler?
Well, can I be a crazy person for a minute?
Oh,
You mean-
please do.
For a minute.
No, but
Right.
you can be a crazy
Tell us
person
when it's going to be
now
over
for
so we can.
Well, I mean, if the federal government shuts down and the budget's not renewed, Rohrbacher is not renewed.
I understand that, right?
Okay, so
means
I'm
that-
not saying anything's going to happen.
But they don't have
it's
any
a
money. They don't
future-
have any budgeted money to do that, anyways.
I think it's core services. Like that. I mean, when the government shuts
Yeah, but
down,
not-
it
not
shut down
ever-
in like
not-
what 2003 or whatever.
Right, there's...
Listen,
they
they can't.
core
I would argue
services-
that they could not commence a.
I'm not saying they can, but I'm just saying it's a peculiar situation to
Of
be
course
when
it
now
is.
all federal protections are now
Like, let's say,
gone.
okay, the better question is if you are representing that person.
Oh
in
yeah.
federal court.
What, I mean,
Right.
What
so
a-
the
what a
question
fun
is like,
time.
Stall,
like, under what
stall.
legal authority does
Wait
the
for the
prosecution
budget
take
to
place?
pass.
The
Stall.
policy has been revoked, but the funds have not been. See, the lack of funds and the lack of the funds for that have been a dried up area within an area that had not been in the past that they were utilized for those services. To perform those policing services of prosecuting state patients, let's say, in federal court. But That money hasn't been replenished. Under what legal authority would they go for? The core services of what? The rollback policy of to 1980, which has not yet been funded.
I'm pretty sure the DEA has money.
Yeah, one of
Not budgeted money for this.
So
but the second that law is no longer in place, they get to determine their own budget again, including marijuana.
I have just simply no trust in Jeff Sessions in
I know.
not causing problems for funded marijuana enterprises in Western states. He's not coming here first.
And I have a brother who works for one of the less spoken of branches of the government that's probably listening to us, tuned in to Planet Green Trees, and there are certain core members of every single one of these government organizations that always are paid no matter. So, for example, if the government shuts down, 90% of the organization is gone, but they still provide enough money to ensure that these organizations can keep moving forward.
I remember the last time the government shut down.
It was like a year ago.
Was it a year ago?
Yeah, it was, absolutely.
Was it?
My brother...
Well, see, I don't even remember that time. My point is, it's not a big deal.
But Rohrbacher is not renewed then.
Right.
And that's just interesting.
It is interesting.
It's just...
But if the government's not running, then there's no money anyway.
But no, the government is running. There are core services that are running. It's not that
right.
every federal employee is just at home.
I get it, man.
Yeah.
I understand, but
the one thing they're not going to be doing is exceeding the scope of the minimal budget that they've been operating under. It's not like at the time that they wait, like obviously the government shuts down and the head of the DA comes and says, okay, with the budget that we have for the core services, we're not going to take all that and go into medical marijuana states. So that's what you're asking. But listen.
I guess my disconnect is that every single time that I've witnessed a government agency in work, they're prosecuting a government claim. And if there's a government claim to prosecute, they do it. And we have a guy as an attorney general who basically says, yeah, we're going to do that.
Okay.
So that's just it. If there's a someone to oppress, they're going to do it. No. And there's a bunch of money that they would like. I mean, they do have a budget shortfall. And there's a bunch of people who haven't been paying their taxes for a long time.
No.
So they're going to lock them up?
I'm not.
Are they going
to
go after? I would agree with you. I would agree with you. I would agree with you that there's a.
It's just now legally opportune for them.
Right. They
it's
have
legally permissible.
Right. They may have coverage even if it
was
only lasts
legally
for 2
permissible
weeks.
to do financial interdictions anyways. That's what the IRS was doing and will continue to do. It's not criminal.
Correct.
That's the difference.
That's not
and
the
it's
realm,
not even
that's not the
in
realm
violation.
Of the Attorney General.
It's not even in violation of the Rohrbacher. It's purely IRS. They got something new to do. Let me say this because this is something we did not discuss. It's been 2 weeks since the announcement. That night on the show, we had a bunch of lawyers call in. We had Mary Chartier and Barton Morris, Matt Abel.
Yeah, it was a good time.
And attorney Brad Forrester. And it was really business as usual. I have to say that I took away from that interaction that everybody was very, and I did not want, we didn't know what the ramifications would be. The most difficult thing that problem that I had was, this is the United States Attorney General. He's making an announcement. These lawyers, peers of mine, were all scoffing. And in fact, what happened though? They were, as far as we know right now, they were right. Of course, the hanger was whether or not 2 weeks. The hanger was the Rohrbacher. However, this was not taken seriously. I've never seen this happen ever. The Attorney General makes an announcement. He blows things back to 1980, and people are laughing at him. He's a laughing stock. He's spoken about in the press like he's a buffoon. He is a buffoon. These are the true things. He's spoken about by other legislatures who are now compelled to act. Now, in his defense, he needs to be defended. He doesn't need to be defended. But the argument, the Federalist argument, if I may, Schuyler, let me speak on your behalf, is that that's his job. He's the U.S. attorney. His job is to enforce the laws. He shouldn't pick and choose. We don't want that. We don't want pick and choosers. We don't want policies. Policies aren't laws there. That gives all of their discretion and power. That's not notice of a crime, not that you're not going to be charged with a crime. It's just their discretion whenever they want. Policy could change. Bam, there you go.
Correct.
That's why we need